this is Matt. Just a quick heads up, the audio in this episode sounds quite tinny, so apologies for that. Hope you still listen to it. It was just due to editing out the fan noise in the background. Anyway, thanks for listening. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to the Marvel podcast, where we marvel about Marvel. And my name's Marvel. So Ben,
yeah,
there was Marvel Comic-Con the other day. Not San Diego, Marvel, because it's just Marvel, isn't it? Marvel.
Yeah. No, it was excellent, man. It was absolutely incredible.
This is a Soapbox podcast, by the way. Just so you know.
Yeah. I don't know, do we want to re-record this stuff?
No, I want that as the introduction, man,
Why?
and I'm leaving it. Because all we do is talk about Marvel.
What a surprise.
And this episode is another Marvel episode.
Yeah.
It's just Marvel. We should just change everything.
Okay. Well, I mean, the soapbox is, hinting at Marvel kind of background anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was just going to say, we're sorry about if there is any background noise for today. Obviously, we have a fan going, because right now the temperature is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Today, I think the high is meant to be 30 degrees Celsius, which is just absolutely bonkers. So if you hear some background noise, we're not apologizing for it. Otherwise, we'd be dead, because we need this.
Yeah. And then we won't be talking.
And then we wouldn't be talking. And then
So
everyone
hot.
would miss out.
It's not fair.
True. But yeah, exactly as Matt said, today we're going to jump right into Marvel again. I know every single week Marvel makes its way into the conversation, but can you even count yourself as a nerd or a geek if you're not into Marvel?
Yeah, some people are into DC.
I don't know. I think they're outcasts at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
just because of the DC films?
Who
do
prefers
badly?
DC, man? We know one person in this entire world that prefers DC.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne. Yeah, no, man. DC is not the better of the two. Marvel is king.
What about Archie comics, Ben? Nobody ever talks about them.
Why would you?
It's got Archie in it and Sonic, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah.
The big three, eh?
You know what though? I would have a milkshake from what is it? Big Pops in.
I don't think
the Archie comic.
I don't think I've ever picked up an Archie comic.
Well, they have like this restaurant, and they do like milkshakes and malts and everything, and everyone goes there. I would have one of those.
Nice.
That's the extent of my interest in Archie.
Yeah.
But yeah, this week, obviously, SDCC happened, San Diego Comic-Con, and at that, there was a huge 90-minute panel just for the MCU kind of movie announcements in Hall H. And with that, Marvel announced a number of very exciting things that are to come. So not only did they announce the entire lineup for Phase 4, they also alluded to a little bit of Phase 5 that we're going to jump into.
Oh, really? So this is the entire lineup for Phase 4. I didn't know if there was going to be a bit more in it or what. So Phase 4 seems to be quite short then. It's only about 2 years long. Yeah,
I mean, Kevin Feige, when he was talking about it, he was saying that for this, instead of it being kind of like, oh, there's going to be a new Avengers team-up movie at the end, this is all about beginnings. And it certainly seems to accomplish that. I mean, in terms of Black Widow, that's obviously going to be an origin story. Also, there's going to be something with the Eternals, which we're going to dive into a little bit more later on as well. We're going to have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
So Mandarin.
Isn't
Mandarin usually he's an Iron Man villain though, right?
Well, the Mandarin did feature in Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3.
But he was a.
But it wasn't the real Mandarin.
Spoilers.
It was a fake guy, yeah.
10-year-old film.
Guy named Terry Slattery, who just kind of came out, and he was a paid actor, but he was not the real Mandarin. A lot of people at the time didn't really like that, but now a lot of people who were excited about the Mandarin being in movies will finally get to see him come to screen, the actual Mandarin. So that's going to be exciting.
And they did a short film about him, right? They did a short film, and it's called like
Yes.
Here Comes the King or something like that. And he's in prison.
I can't remember exactly what it was titled, but certainly it was just one of those little mini clips, because they for a little while Marvel came out with quite a few of those little short films, didn't they? Like Item 47, I think, was the one where Thor's hammer touched down in the middle of the desert, and then Phil Coulson was driving to it. And there were a couple of different little one-shots. It was really cool.
All Hail the King is the name of the film. 2014.
Yeah. Cool. So that was interesting. But yeah, also we'll be seeing Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh.
Which is going to feature Doctor Strange and Wanda Maximoff, or Scarlet Witch.
She's going to be second lead then, eh?
Yes, she is.
Going
She's going to be a main character in it.
So what does that mean though, Ben? I mean, I know the Spider-Verse, but I don't know the Multiverse. How many Doctor Stranges are there?
It's a good question, and I don't think we know too much about the multiverse, to be honest, in the MCU.
No.
But obviously, last time we jumped in, we completely spoiled Spider-Man for anyone that was willing to watch it. So I think we're in a safe zone here to be able to just talk about a multiverse. Nothing was really revealed about that in Spider-Man, was it? I mean, from the trailers, we thought that Quentin...
It was a lie.
It was a
lie.
It was a complete lie. Absolutely.
Some guy, a writer, made it up and was like, whoa, guys. But what if it is real? Because he said they were in Universe 616.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, if you don't know, the comic universe for the mainline Marvel Comics.
Yes.
So, that was a lie. It was just a coincidence, a little nod to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they can't be in 616 because it's MCU. If the multiverse is real, is it the same multiverse that ties in with the comics? So, I know... The Spider-Man PS4, he is from a universe that ties in with the comics. They meet him in the comics. And he's like, oh, you're Spider-Man from blah, blah, blah universe. And he's like, what the hell? So does that mean that the MCU universe is one of Marvel's comic multiverses as well?
It's a good question. To be honest, I haven't really thought about that. I mean... Yeah, there was that little nod to say that it was 616. We're on Earth 616 is what they told us, but obviously there was no kind of multiverse, so that science is completely just a jumble. So I don't know. They could be trying to write it out as a 616, but movies.
With the Infinity Stones, they explain that it can cause a split off in like time and things, and also with the snap, there's things like it can cause paradoxical problems. They don't know what it could be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of them being mutant genes. People could be mutants now. That's where you're going to get X-Men from.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other one being that it could have caused the multiverse to appear. Mm-hmm. Or tie them in somehow.
Potentially.
Give them a gateway.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, so far in terms of MCU, what we know is that, there are potentially different... there are different timelines. Loki, the new announced show for Disney Plus, is going to be based around a Loki from an alternate timeline. Yeah. Specifically... the Loki who picked up the Tesseract in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, so that 2012.
Yeah, exactly. Timeline there. So that already is a different kind of universe, a different timeline. With Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I think we're going to get a better insight to multiverses. Obviously, Doctor Strange has these powers to be able to travel through, time and space, basically. He can do pretty much anything he wants. But now he doesn't have the time stone anymore.
No, he doesn't. That's gone.
Yeah, so I mean... That's out of the picture, so what's he going to do?
You'll have to bargain with someone, I guess, and try and get it back.
Nice. Yeah, no, but I think it's going to be really, really exciting. And specifically with that movie, one of the crazy things about that is, apparently, they're going to make it a kind of horror.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. So it's the first MCU genre.
It's horror.
Kind of horror pick, yeah.
So it could be what? Psychological horror, do you reckon?
Come on, Doctor Strange is in it, so yeah.
Psychological, maybe body horror. Mm-hmm. Get some weird things going on there.
I mean, it's certainly. I think a lot of just crazy images are going to pop up. I think the first Doctor Strange movie as well. I'm sure that was a movie that a lot of people like to get high and watch. I feel like this is probably going to be one of those too.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, Doctor Strange, he's got that whole tripping balls through vortexes and all that. So
100%. So I mean. We're going to see the mirror dimension again. We're going to see all these crazy things. It looks amazing on camera.
Yeah, it does.
It is going to be crazy. So seeing the direction that they take that, seeing what kind of like how they play around with it and make it into a kind of a horror is going to be kind of wild.
And we mentioned horror. Well, Blade. Blade's a new one that's coming out.
Blade, yes.
Amazing.
Specifically Phase 5, so it's not even going to be Phase 4. that is going to be within the Phase 5 set of movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely exciting. Also, just to mention, the last movie that's going to be announced, that is announced for a Phase 4 lineup, is Thor Love and Thunder. And so, Thor Love and Thunder, what we've been told about it so far, obviously we're going to see Chris Hemsworth come back, we're going to see Valkyrie come back, we're also going to see Natalie Portman.
She wants on the payroll.
Who
she
is going
thought,
to take
wow,
up...
look at all that Marvel money. Oh, I don't have a problem with Marvel anymore. Yeah, I'll be Girl Thor. Sure.
I don't know. I mean, from Kevin Feige, he made an official announcement, saying that she was always in touch with kind of like the Marvel community, with the directors and different people like that, and so she was really excited for any of the.
But she had a big spat, right? Because I did hear.
Yes,
Thor 2. She had a spat. She was like, "I'm not going on anymore." And like the final kiss in the film or something, isn't her. It's not Natalie Portman. It's actually Chris Hemsworth's wife. And they just got her to come on, and like they angled it well. And then,
which he could have wanted to do either way.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd prefer to kiss my wife.
Yeah, than Natalie Portman.
Yep.
Wow.
Definitely.
That's commitment, Ben. But then apparently she did want to come back for Ragnarok with Taika Waititi being director. I think she had a problem with certain members of Marvel. Yeah. And that was...
That's what I heard. I mean, we only ever get one side of the picture, you know, we only see certain bits of information, but certainly that's what was floating around. There was a bit of a spat. Not everyone agreed with the direction that people wanted to go in. When one director was kind of like released and another one was brought in, not everyone agreed. So kind of artistic differences, I guess.
But artistically, Taika Waititi, I really like him. He's a great director.
Love Taika Waititi. Man, you told me a little while ago that I should go and check out What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows is a film.
The TV show specifically, because I've watched the film.
You've watched the film, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Taika Waititi, so in case anyone doesn't know, Taika Waititi directs that, is that right?
Yeah, so he directed.
And he also plays in it.
Yeah, he plays in it.
In addition to another actor that I really like, Jermaine Clement, who is from New Zealand, I hope, not Australia. I think he's from New Zealand. But they are incredible. They both feature as like these two vampires in What We Do in the Shadows. And it's just this awesome comedic documentary style movie. And then they've recently come out with a TV show, which is same title.
In America, though, this one's on Staten Island in New York.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing. It's about 4 vampires and one of the vampires' familiars. Mm-hmm. First episode is very much, they use a lot of the jokes from the film, just brought in. But I believe that's for newer audiences. Who
kind of help integrate people into it.
Yeah, and also, the film came out in like 2014. Something like that. So it is a good nod back because, you know, it's been 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, but he also shows up in that, in the series, and he directs it, and it's a good series.
I haven't watched the whole series. Funny. I've watched maybe 3-4 episodes so far, but I'm really liking it.
Same style of humour and everything.
It is, yeah, absolutely. Same sort of thing.
If you like Taika Waititi as well, there's Boy, which is a really good film about a young lad, also in New Zealand.
Okay.
And he's looked after by his grandma with like loads of other kids, and his dad's gone away and he doesn't know where his dad is, but his dad's in prison basically, and he idolises Michael Jackson and his dad, and it's set in like the in the 80s, and it's just a really like heartfelt story, like coming of age sort of story. There's another film sort of similar. It's set modern day. It's called Hunt for the Wilder People.
Okay.
And it's about some New Zealand, well, near enough all of them are set in New Zealand, and it's about this lad who he's a delinquent. He lives in in the city and things, and he's going through foster care all the time, going different house to house to house, and eventually he gets put with this family that he actually connects with. They live out in the middle of nowhere, and the mum that like cared for him, everything, passes away. Yeah, and so him and his like foster father, who doesn't really know, he's a very quiet person, you know. Yeah. They go out into the bush together, and it's just like them travelling round through the wilds of New Zealand, whilst also being chased by like child protection. But child protection are like evil, and they're trying to catch him. This lad Ricky, he's like such a delinquent. The woman in it, she hates him, and she's like, he needs to be locked up and all this. It's a comedy. That's really funny.
Interesting.
He's also got a new film coming out next year called Jojo the Rabbit.
Okay.
The premise for that, Scarlett Johansson, who plays Black Widow, she is in it.
Oh, okay.
And it's about a boy who's in the Nazi youth group. You know, he's
right.
Taika Waititi plays Hitler.
Of course he does.
And this little lad who goes out, you know, with the Nazi youth, you know, he finds out that his mum is actually stowing away a young Jewish girl in the house.
Is his mother Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, his mother is Scarlett Johansson,
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
And so that's a comedy film as well. Watch the trailer for that. That's coming out or it says autumn, so I don't know, but then it says 2020 on some websites.
Okay.
That's a really funny film. I definitely recommend that. I love Taika Waititi's work.
Yeah, he's great.
Love and Thunder.
And you know what? As well as that, just because we're kind of like following on from that train of thought, he's also got another movie that's on Netflix that was released not too long ago. I think it's called Breaker Uppers.
Okay. It's
this comedy one. I haven't watched it yet, but it's funny. I think Taika Waititi is another one of these kind of directors that we're starting to see everywhere. You know, where like as soon as I don't think I heard about him that many years ago. I saw him in What We Do in the Shadows back when that played, and then suddenly he's kind of everywhere. He's doing all these movies, doing all these different things, and just, you know, everything else. So it's really, really exciting. I think him and Jon Favreau are definitely two people who are doing it right.
Yeah.
Because not only in their Marvel movies did they make themselves a cameo, and now they're two, like, you know, embedded characters. Jon Favreau is Happy Hogan, who most recently was in the Spider-Man movie, but of course debuted in the first ever Iron Man movie. Yeah. And then Taika Waititi is now Korg, who played in Thor Ragnarok and then was also in Endgame. And, you know, he's set to make a return as well because he's become a beloved character.
Yeah, everyone loves it.
For the few lines that he's come out with, everyone loves it.
It's amazing.
But I think both of them are doing incredible things. I mean, Jon Favreau just recently directed the remake of Lion King.
Yeah.
As well as having his own Netflix special show that I think I mentioned the other week, Chef.
Yeah.
Where he brings on,
which is based on the film The Chef.
Yeah, well, it's not so much based on the film. Essentially what happens is him and the guy who trained him to cook for that movie go around, meet with other famous people, meet with people in restaurants, meet with like different cooks and chefs and stuff. And they want to, he basically, Jon Favreau really likes food, really likes cooking, didn't cook before the movie. And so he's...
Like,
didn't cook
professionally cook, like
I don't know if we can still call him a professional, but he wasn't as passionate. But now, like, he's going around cooking, learning all these techniques, learning like some favorite recipes, and really, really enjoying it. They brought on one of the guys from YouTube that I really like watching, who the bearded chef. Can't remember his name.
I don't know myself.
I don't know. He's a really cool guy. If you check out the episodes, you'll know who I mean. You'll be able to see him as it goes along. But yeah, he's come out with a Netflix special, quite a few movies of late, and then different things. And exactly as we said with Taika Waititi, same sort of deal. Lots and lots of movies, lots and TV series, everything. So I think they are just taking the world by storm.
But it's not just mass production of like TV media and everything. It's done well.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Projects.
Yeah, exactly.
It's things that they really, really love and really enjoy. So like for Jon Favreau, obviously his cooking, he's taken a hobby and decided to make it into something interesting. Taika Waititi, he loves comedy and he's killing it on the comedy scene, I think.
What a guy.
It's great. Yeah. No, but yeah, so we said obviously Thor, Love and Thunder. We've mentioned the kind of lineup of the movies for Phase 4. As far as I'm aware, I'm pretty certain these are all the movies for Phase 4. And that is pretty similar in kind of terms of how many movies have been to a particular phase so far. Phase 3 was crazy because it had so many
like
movies
11 films, something like that?
It was wild. But previous phases have had a little bit less. So I think this kind of makes sense. But then also, as you mentioned just briefly, Blade is going to come out. So Blade is Phase 5. So that is certainly all the movies that have been announced that are up and coming. What one are you most excited about?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I'd probably say, I really like Thor. Out of just films, Thor: Love and Thunder, or Blade. I'm looking forward to Blade. I like vampires. I like like supernatural monsters and things like that. But then I also like Thor because, how can't you? He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'd say I'm definitely looking forward to Blade to see how they take it in a new direction, as well as like make a new film. Okay. And I think because the original Blade rewatching things like that, you can
Have
watch
you watched
them.
all the movies? Obviously, there were a couple of different Blade movies. Was it 3 in total?
There's 3, yeah.
Blade
Blade Trinity,
movies.
I sticked away from. I need to watch it just because that's got Ryan Reynolds in it, and that's what kind of dropped it off the edge. There was going to be a Blade 4, but there never was.
Okay.
But yeah, Blade's really good, but
What do you mean dropped it off the edge? What happened?
Blade, it was right. Well, I said I've not seen it, but from what I know, Blade Trinity did to Blade what Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3 did to Spider-Man.
Oh.
I think that's sort of the thing.
Ooh, ouch.
Maybe.
Okay.
I can't. Don't quote me on that.
Right.
But there's no fourth Blade film. I think a lot of stuff also happened with Wesley Snipes and tax evasion and things like that.
Oh.
He did go to prison, so.
Alright.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The new Blade film, though. Well, sorry. I'll get back to what I was saying. The old Blade film, it suffers from that 90s or late 90s, early 2000s comic book hero thing. If you watch like Hellboy, the early Spider-Man, they exist very much in their own universe, but it's like comically action compared to things such as, I want to say like the Dark Knight film was a big change because there's lots of explosions and stuff, but there's real limits to them. Mm-hmm. While with like in the Blade film, he's just there cutting people down and all that.
Yeah.
Rewatching it, directors and cinematography has changed over the years, and the path that people take for designing the films works a lot differently to grasp people. And I hope the Blade film is more of a serious tone. Hopefully, because if they're already setting up a horror film with Doctor Strange, hopefully they can make something that will be PG like 15, maybe an 18. Hopefully,
yeah. I don't know if they're ever going to take these set of Marvel movies into the 18 realm. I know a lot of people are kind of like looking for that kind of thing to happen. Obviously, with Disney now owning the whole branch of Fox and being responsible for, the X-Men universe, the Deadpool universe, they're the ones that own all those rights and have complete artistic control. So I don't know if they're going to integrate into our MCU these 18 style films. But I don't know. I think there'd be very much mixed reactions to it. But I mean, in terms of Blade, from everything that I know about it, I'm going to be honest. With Blade, I have the DVD for Blade 1 in my house, and I've never watched it.
Really?
I've never watched it.
Oh, man.
When I was growing up, my brother had Blade 1, 2, and 3 on DVD in our house, and I really wanted to watch it, but I was told I couldn't because I was a little bit too young, and it was a little bit graphic and crazy, but I knew I really wanted to. And then when I got older, obviously I picked it up for quite cheap. I don't know, life got in the way. I've never put it in. I think I really need to commit to it maybe this week, get down and just watch it, because I would be really interested. But essentially, from what I know, he's a daywalker, so he's not like a classic vampire. His mother was like a human, and she's pregnant, vampire bit her.
She dies,
the baby is born, and then he's born with this crazy ability that as a vampire, not only can he survive on blood and things like that, but also he can survive on food.
No, so his whole thing is he's got all the downsides to being a vampire. Well, no. So he can survive in sunlight completely fine.
Yeah, so he's a daywalker.
The UV,
he can live in sunlight,
UV and everything doesn't affect him.
Okay.
But he still gets the bloodlust and everything like that.
He gets the bloodlust, but does he need to drink blood? Because I thought he didn't. He could go with that. Yeah, pretty well. From what I remember, pretty much. But that's his whole thing, is he has to control it, because if not, he'll just tear people apart. But doesn't he become like a vampire slayer?
Yeah, he is a vampire slayer.
So he's a vampire. Yeah. Because that's what I know about it, and that's just the abstract kind of what I have in my head. But I don't know much beyond that.
Half human vampire slayer.
Cool.
Yeah. In the comics, though, he wasn't. Up until the Blade film, he was just a vampire hunter.
Oh, right.
And then the Blade film came out, and Marvel was like, holy fuck, this is a really good idea.
No
half
way.
Vampire, half human. And then they revamped him, and they were like,
that's exciting.
He got bitten and turned into half a vampire by Morbius, I think. And
right, so Morbius features in this classic Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool. And I think he turned him into pretty much a vampire.
Because I was going to ask about that. I know about Morbius. Does he cross over?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And then in 2007, 2008, I think, they basically did a rework of Blade and was like, Blade, he had the origin story from the film, pretty much.
Right.
Because it was so successful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds really exciting. Because I'm going to be honest, when I heard the announcement, I saw loads of people go crazy online. I saw loads of things like that, and people just posting about it and seeing that everyone was getting excited. But for me, I was just a little bit confused. I wasn't really sure, what was so great about it. But that sounds genuinely exciting. So is he an anti-hero as this kind of half-vampire, or is he a full-blown hero with some, like, tragic downsides? And he's trying to make himself...
Almost more of a... Yeah. He's more of an anti-hero, I'd say.
Right.
In a sort of a way. He's pretty much... He lives in a world where he's got to kill people all the time. And he doesn't want other people to get in the way, because if they get in the way, then they're going to get killed. And he can't contain himself if he needs blood anyway.
Wow. Okay.
So he could attack them as well. So he's like, leave me alone, let me kill the vampires.
Right.
Stop being stupid humans and all this.
Right,
stuff.
okay. Cool.
That's pretty much, from what I remember. It's been a while since I've watched Blade.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I think I will. I'll commit to it. I'll do it this week.
Definitely,
I'll go. I'll watch Blade, and I'll get myself hyped.
Such a good film.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to wait 3-4 years.
Well, yeah. It seems like that's going to be the way with a lot of things Marvel right now, doesn't it? Because I mean, with this being the lineup, these are the Phase 4 movies. The thing is, we are not going to see another Spider-Man movie, another Guardians of the Galaxy movie, or another Black Panther movie until after these movies are out of the way. So literally...
How? Right. How can we wait? I physically cannot wait till after 2022 to see another Spider-Man film.
And find out what happens with J. Jonah Jameson.
I mean, that's going to be... I think that's going to be something to do with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I feel like Doctor Strange is going to fix that
okay.
in Multiverse of Madness. Something's going to happen and it'll tie it together. But I don't want to have to wait until Tom Holland's like 28 to bloody... He's going to be... He's not going to look like a kid anymore.
2022 is not that many years away. We're almost done with 2019.
Oh, I know.
It's 3 years. No, but I get completely what you're saying. What I think is, I think they're probably going to start integrating a lot of these things a lot more. I think probably that's going to be something that's resolved in the course of another movie. Or, what I've just kind of put together in my head is, obviously with the whole Endgame 5 years later announcement, 2023 is when things pick up in that movie.
Right.
And so, for us, a lot of these characters, the space of time has kind of like been knocked off course. So they're dealing with all of these movies, and then we're going to get back up to where the people are right now. You know, so our characters are all in 2023 right now. We used to run at the same time approximately as the Marvel movies as they were released.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a stand believer behind the fact that they should be in the years that they were released, because that's how they were intended to. And then Spider-Man fucked it over. And
I know.
How?
Well, Endgame made it screwy because they had that whole 5 years later situation.
But in Spider-Man Homecoming, it shows the start of the. They're taking out the Chitauri or whatever.
Yes,
and it says 8 years later. And I remember being in the cinema going, it's not been 8 years since 2020, or since 2012. And then I'm like, wait, is this set in 2020? And then it's like, no, it was actually, there's a weird time skip. I'm like, no. Which fucking idiot.
No, see
like, what director looks at that and then goes, oh, yeah, sorry, wrong time. We'll just change everything. Like, why didn't you just say, whoops, retcon that, it's been 6 years.
Yeah, no, a lot of people have issues with that. I know exactly what you mean.
Just leave it to the year that they come out, then it fixes it. Then it's all right.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, obviously, that was a big mistake on Marvel's part in the past. This 5 years later thing, I think they're trying to bridge the gap. And this whole New Beginnings, being able to see what's going on for Doctor Strange and Wanda, seeing what's happening with Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Thor, Loki, the Eternals, those things are that they can actually take it out of the timeline that we're trying to follow along to right now, and we can see this. Because obviously, if Doctor Strange's adventure is kind of going on in this 5 year segment, well, no, obviously he disappeared.
Yeah, he's gone. No,
but I mean, all of these movies don't have to be chained down to that 5 years later kind of rule. And I think for the Marvel movies that we want to see again, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, that 5 years has to elapse. And so I think, maybe we won't see them until 2023.
How? That's not fair.
I know, it's hard, but maybe we'll get a little bit of news in between now and then. I mean, certainly what it seems like they're doing as well is trying to tie in this whole Disney Plus platform a lot more.
Yeah.
One of the key factors for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness specifically is that that's going to be tied directly to the series WandaVision, which has been announced. So WandaVision is going to deal with...
What a name.
Yeah, I know. It's a little bit cheesy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not perfect. There were a lot of other kind of like fan content things that were put up that I thought were a little bit better. But
such as?
What an awkward thing to ask me. Maybe we should Google that right now, and then we'll get back to it.
Scarlet Witch and Red Cape Man.
Scarlet Witch and Red Cape Man. Yeah, no, but the series for that is going to tie directly into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So that's quite exciting. And also, I think Kevin Feige released an announcement that it is based after the events of Endgame. WandaVision.
Olsen Twins, Series 7, Director's Cut. That's what it should be.
But how do you think that's going to work? Because Vision's not back.
Multiverse... no, because... Right, I say... Multiverse equals Wanda's back. I mean, Vision's back. Or WandaVision is Wanda going, I need to get Vision back. And then she gets him
Traveling
back.
through different realms, trying to find him in a different multiverse. Because, I mean, obviously, Gamora, they were able to pick her off from a different timeline. She's confirmed as being alive.
Yeah. Can't they just make him again?
They could.
Professor Hulk,
but
just...
his soul was the stone, the Mind Stone.
Yeah, but... I don't know. Can't they make a less powerful Vision just without that?
I know. If you're in love with somebody, and then they die, and then someone tells you, oh, they'll just make her again, how does that make you feel?
Pretty happy. Well, I mean, they give me an alternative. Yeah, we can just make her again, and it'll be like nothing's ever changed, or we can make her again, or you can go through different dimensions and risk your life and all this lot, and possibly die and spend years of your time trying to get them back, just for them to be a copy from another dimension. It's a copy and a copy, man. It's just this. It's pretty much the same. Snatching someone from one universe or recreating them so they're exactly the same as they were in this.
It's okay. Maybe one day when you're older, you'll understand.
Where's the differentiation between a clone and someone from another universe?
I feel like if you have to ask that question.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's a parallel universe, and basically...
I mean, obviously for Star-Lord, you know, he's gonna struggle.
Yeah, because
his first interaction with Gamora,
good.
She kicked him in the face.
Yeah, and she doesn't remember anything of that. She's gonna be completely different because she's still the
How do you give a machine memories, though? What is that? How they're not going to be able to just make another Vision. I really, really doubt that that's how they're going to tie up that loose end.
They can time travel. I think they can make an android with false memories.
Okay.
I think on Doctor Strange, can't he just magic up some kind of...
I don't know. Realistically, we haven't seen the extent of the Sorcerer Supreme's powers in this Marvel universe. Like, we've seen some things. We've seen him open those portals. We've seen him do different bits and pieces. Obviously, his battle with Thanos was epic in Infinity War.
Yeah.
But unsuccessful.
He can fill up beer, like...
He can. Yeah, that's absolutely
right.
Now,
okay, so I think a few things. There are a lot coming out. So there's a few set of films, and then there's a few set of series that are coming out.
Yes.
So we've got Black Widow, which is a film. Eternals, which is a film. We've got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is a film. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, another film.
Yeah.
And then Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
The series are WandaVision, Loki, Hawkeye, which I believe is going to be Hawkeye's daughter. I read something about that.
I read Kate
Bishop. Because she's 5 years old. Right?
I read Kate Bishop.
Who's Kate Bishop?
So Kate Bishop, if you follow along with any of the comic books, and I'm going to be honest, I don't very closely, but I know in the comic books she's the next kind of Hawkeye, but it's not his daughter.
Ah, it's not his daughter. Okay. Because I was thinking, because obviously his daughter's a crack shot. You see that in Endgame, so maybe she'll be.
Yeah, maybe down the line she certainly could come into it.
Because she's 5 years older now, right? Oh no, she got snapped away. She's not.
She got snapped away. Yeah.
So doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's
so
still
Kate
young.
Bishop, new Hawkeye, trained by Shield or possibly Sword, to shoot arrows at aliens.
Well, I think as well, this series is going to deal a little bit with the events of what happens with Ronan and Hawkeye's kind of conversion of the 5 years. So there's going to be
His
some
emo
of that.
phase.
Then there's also his emo
Skrillex.
phase. His weird haircut.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to deal a little bit with that. Also with Kate Bishop as the new Hawkeye coming into it. So that was an exciting announcement. But then we've also got, as you said, the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I'm really sorry,
Yeah.
but I don't really care about it.
Really? Oh.
I mean, Captain America.
Do you feel like it's going to be too much of a buddy cop kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it could be fun, but I don't know why it's gonna It seems like a bit of a B-list sort of thing to me.
Ooh.
If you know how, I can't see it being a new Captain America film or a new Captain America series. Do you know what I mean? It feels like
the announcement is that we will see Falcon wear the uniform
right
in the series.
Okay.
It's not. I
Has he
don't
got wings
think.
still?
Yeah, I'm sure he's.
Okay.
I'm sure he's still got wings. It hasn't come out with all the different information, but I mean, we're gonna see him at least, kind of don the suit. So I think it's gonna be kind of a progression, kind of the adventures of those two, and then seeing him pick up the pieces and try and take on that mantle. Because I think that's a bit of a journey for the Falcon, and I think we're gonna be able to see that, and I think that's exciting. But as well as that, one of the parts I'm most excited for that series is the return of Baron Zemo.
Oh yeah, he's going to be in it as the main villain, right?
Exactly. Yes.
I thought he killed himself. That's the same guy I'm thinking
he
of, right?
tried to.
Yeah, because we were talking a while back, and I was like, no, he's dead. He shot himself.
Exactly.
And then you were like, no. And it turns out, no, he didn't shoot himself.
No, he was in prison.
Last minute saved in prison.
Yeah.
I think he should have killed himself.
Oh,
It'd have been a darker thing. Cat would have had to deal with the consequences.
Maybe,
And
but
then
now
Doctor
we're gonna
Strange would
have.
just brought him back to life again.
But now we're gonna have
Put him in
him as a
prison.
really, really exciting villain in this.
What's he going to be doing though?
He's Baron Zemo. He's gonna don the purple mask, the classic comic book mask. He's gonna be the villain. I don't know the ins and outs.
Is he still going to be depressed about his family and things, or
He's a villain. He's a villain.
But you've got to. Marvel has a problem with villains. Marvel's villains are too 2D.
What?
Right.
Right. Okay. Name some villains that are 2D.
The bloody... I don't even know his name. The guy from Iron Man 3 that was like, Tony Stark was mad at me when I was a nerd, so I'm going to set everyone on fire.
That was early days. He was a bit of a freak. The guy who led AIM. Killian Aldrich.
Yeah.
That was his name. Yep.
Yeah. He was just like, yeah, here we go, firepower. I'm going to kill Tony Stark and his hot wife.
Okay. He was a freak. Yeah, sure.
What the hell was that?
What else?
Thor Dark World.
You're going back in time to the worst slated movies
Yeah,
in the
basically.
MCU.
So they've got a problem with it.
You're
Yeah,
saying that they currently have a problem.
Not
okay?
they have had in the past.
Well, okay, listen.
So I feel like they're gonna...
Thanos.
Yeah, good villain. I like Thanos.
You're damn right he's a good villain. That is their most recent entry into it.
Yeah, I know.
What did you think of Mysterio?
Oh yeah, I really like Mysterio.
Yeah, he's great,
Yeah.
isn't he? What about Vulture?
Yeah, he was compelling.
Yeah.
Very good job from Michael Keaton.
Yeah, excellent. Thor Ragnarok, we had
Hela.
Thor's sister, Hela.
Yeah, she was... she was reclaiming... I think I'd have rather they'd gone more the comic side and rather have Hela, they'd have had the God Killer and the God Bomb whole thing. Because it's the same character pretty much.
Okay, but at least what we're kind of establishing here is that last couple of years...
Yeah, but
there's not been major issues.
So Baron Zemo, what's he's going to be? What's his motives? I'm going to get...
Loved Baron Zemo in Civil War.
Yeah, he was
Are you telling me that he wasn't good?
No, he was good. It's just... Now he sort of had his story arc and everything, and then he was like, I'm going to...
His family's still dead.
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to kill myself, and then they were like, no, don't
His
kill yourself.
family's still dead.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like, I'm going to kill myself.
What other motivation do you need? So you're saying he should be over it by now?
No, I'm saying he was like, I'm going to off myself, and then they were like, don't off yourself, you're going in prison. And then he just was like, oh yeah, I'm in prison, I'm not going to off myself now. I've got no time to off myself in prison. If he was at that point, and then he's going to climb back up, and then he's going to be like, damn you, Captain America.
I don't know, man. Certain cells, okay, if you're in prison, okay, they make a lot of different kind of attempts to make sure that you can't kill yourself. Obviously, you don't have those kind of tools in a room. You don't have a lot of the different things. Yeah, sure, you can make yourself.
But he can make a purple mask in prison and become Baron Zemo. Right.
No, we don't know that he's doing this from prison.
Okay.
What we know is that he's welling up with hate because he was put away when he feels like he's the one that's been wronged.
Yeah.
Okay? This is a man who's been hurt by these superheroes while everyone runs around and praises them, and he's locked up in a cell. Yeah. And then he's kept there for years.
Yeah.
Okay? So I think there's certainly motivation. You need to give the TV show a chance to be able to actually say whether or not it's good.
The thing is, Doctor Strange, why can't he just go calm emotions? And then he's like, oh, I don't hate superheroes anymore. And then he's like, you want your wife and kids back? And he's like, yeah. He's like, zoop, zoop. Here's them from an alternate dimension.
One reason why you can't do that, this is a movie, and this is a series of movies. How entertaining is that to watch on screen? That's not visually appealing whatsoever.
It's not.
That's not good
Doctor
whatsoever.
Strange, come
That's
on.
a terrible storyline.
Yeah,
Where does that get explained? Where's your...
Doesn't,
your idea is 2D.
Yeah, I know it is, but I'm saying... that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Doctor Strange can just fix things.
You're putting way too much faith in Doctor Strange.
I know, that's because...
Way too much faith.
Because he's pretty much on level with Thor, and Thor's a god, so...
But we've only seen one dedicated movie, and then him guest in 2 more.
Yeah, I know.
We really don't know the extent of his powers.
If they can bring Wanda back...
He's only just become Sorcerer Supreme, and then he's been disappeared for 5 years. There was no time to practice things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a bit of a journey for Doctor Strange until he becomes what you're imagining in the comic books as this all-powerful figure who sources and fixes everything.
But then the problem is we don't know what he's capable of because we don't see anything. So he could be close to that level now because we see he obviously has a bit of a jump up from Doctor Strange to Infinity War.
There is, there certainly is, and I think we're going to see a lot more in this next movie. But I think I don't know.
Okay, Baron Zemo, he'll be. No,
I think
I'm not
that's
saying
going to be good.
Right, okay, he should be decent.
You can say you're not excited.
Right. This is all I'm going to say is Daredevil,
Kingpin
was a brilliant villain. He was motivating and everything like that.
In the TV series.
Yeah, in the TV series.
Okay.
Not the 2003 Matt, whatever his name is,
That actor was pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean...
Wasn't like the level of the actor in the TV series.
Was crap.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't mean that Kingpin who shows up and he's just like, Daredevil, I hate you, here's Bullseye.
Yeah, I get you.
I mean, the series with Bullseye and Kingpin in, they were compelling villains. You got
really
to see why they were tortured and all this lot.
Yeah, absolutely. But you only saw that throughout the course of the TV series. Yeah. You're jumping into this before the TV series is released and telling me that you hate the character and he's 2-dimensional.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I hate the character is 2-dimensional. I was saying
what I'm saying is
what I was saying is Marvel previously has had problems with 2-dimensional villains. I hope that doesn't crop up again because I feel like he had a story arc anyway. I hope they don't just shit on his backstory.
Yeah.
Just to get a rehashed villain that we've seen a little bit before.
I don't know. I think it peaks and troughs. I think they've had some excellent supervillains throughout the last couple of years, and I think they're going to do well with this. I think Baron Zemo, I think the actor and the story is enough to kind of drive it, and so I'm kind of excited to see where that goes. I'm also excited to see Anthony Mackie become Captain America, and that's going to be the journey for that TV series. So it's building up to that. One more TV series was announced as well, which is the What If.
It's animated.
Series. It's animated.
It's cartoons. I love
first
cartoons.
Animated part of the MCU.
I hope it's going to be good. A lot of people are saying that they don't know about it, but I like the What If scenario things. There's so many in the comics.
Exactly.
What if Gwen Stacy became Spider-Man? That's how Spider-Gwen started, and look how popular she is now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even been in a full-length feature film.
I know. Really exciting. And then What If? I mean, this is going to be a bunch of one-off episodes, animated exactly as you said, and then voiced by the real actors and actresses of the MCU.
Oh.
So we're actually going to get to have these people come back, feature in it. So the first episode has been announced, which is going to be What If Peggy Carter was injected with the super serum instead of Captain America. I think that's going to be quite interesting to see. Yeah. I don't know how long these episodes are going to be, but I think that might be.
Steve Rogers just stays scrawny and everything. He's like,
did they even meet Steve Rogers?
Yeah, I like to think that he's there and then
as a little background scientist. I want to get in the army.
Yeah, he's in the army and then, Mr. Stark, Papa Stark. He's like, we'll put him in, and then Peggy Carter walks in. He's like, nah, I'll go in. And he's like, okay. And then Steve Rogers is there, and she's just some hulking, bodybuilder, and then Steve's just constantly pining over her.
It is going to be interesting, huh?
How funny would that be? Yeah. It'd be amazing to watch, especially if it's like Chris Hemsworth's face Like, and then he's like proper skinny. Like if they design it like
Not Chris Hemsworth.
No, sorry, Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. That'd be even weird.
There's too many Chris's.
What if?
It would have been
What
strange.
if you swapped all the actors around without telling you?
We've seen Bro Thor, now we're going to see Skinny Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
interesting.
Yeah, so if they had like Chris Evans, if the characters drawn look very much like it, and I think with animation today, with computers today, you've seen the series Archer. They can do that amazingly well. Like they can just do that on a computer, get the models and get them to move about.
I think it's going to be really good. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to pick up on a couple of these shows. I think there's certainly some potential within that, you know. So obviously the Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki, and What If.
Yeah.
A couple of exciting Marvel series to look forward to.
What if we did a good podcast? What would your like? What are you looking forward to in a What If? Like,
Ooh.
if you saw an episode,
Okay.
your dream episode of What If, what would it be? Other than What If the Venom movie was good.
I don't know. That's quite an interesting question. What if?
It's a good one, isn't it? There's so many outcomes. There's so many different possibilities.
There's
Paths that
so
you
many
can
different
take.
things that could happen. I mean, obviously, you mentioned the Gwen Stacy thing.
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy is not featured in the SMCU so
Yet.
far yet. But I mean, certainly there's those kind of what if questions around if somebody else, maybe this MCU's MJ, took on the spider powers.
Michelle
What would that be
Jones.
like? That'd be kind of interesting.
A lot of
Michelle
people,
Jones.
Yeah, that's what she's called.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Oh,
what she's called.
I've been trying to work that out for
She's-
ages because I was like, I know she's not Mary Jane. What is she?
She's not Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah.
She's
Watson.
She's Michelle MJ Jones. So a lot of people aren't happy about.
Oh, what if? Okay, obviously Robert
What
Downey
if-
Jr. was Iron Man,
Right?
and he also played Sherlock Holmes in a couple of movies with Jude Law. What if Iron Man was set in the kind of Victorian period and he was more of a Sherlock character?
Oh, right. So what? You mean steampunk Iron Man, or him just going, I'm a genius and I could make so many good things, but
A little bit of
cars
both.
aren't invented yet.
Yeah, I'd like a little bit of both. I want a mixture.
Steampunk Iron Man would be kind of cool.
It would be funky. I think I've seen a cosplay of that.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
steampunk everything, man.
Steampunk is epic.
It is pretty
Just
cool.
to, like that is.
I prefer.
I really respect people that can do that. I wish I had that talent.
Yeah, I prefer low key steampunk though, because you get some people and they just go over the top, and I'm like, not every corset needs gears on it, man. Not
True.
every single one. Maybe
Obviously,
one.
all your corsets are a little
yeah,
bit different.
all of mine. I've got like at least 5. Only
Some
3 of them have
frills.
got gears on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that is a good one. I like that idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be funky.
I mean, there's so many different things. Because I want to, for me personally, I want to go with something weird and different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the things is in my head is like, oh, what if someone else picked up Mjolnir or whatever, became Thor, and Thor wasn't worthy? But
we're going to
that's
see
just-
that.
that's just going to be, too mediocre, I think.
Yeah,
Other than Jane Foster, because that's a thing in the comics anyway. Like, she's,
yeah, no, true.
yeah, I don't know what I'd go with for what if.
A lot of what if answers. What if Thanos won? We saw what happened with that. There's
What
quite a
if?
few funky things.
Hulk wasn't a pussy. What if What if Dr. Bruce Banner didn't get control, and instead Hulk just went raging and took control, and then Endgame.
Yes.
Endgame isn't. They can't do anything because Hulk is some crazed, massive creature going around tearing things to shreds, and no one can stop him because everyone's got the downers because everyone's been gone for 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years is a long time as well.
It is a long time.
It's a long time of grieving, that.
It's a long time to wait for another Spider-Man movie.
What if Spider-Man was coming out with a new film this year?
Oh, 2 in 1 year? That
Yeah,
seems
where's
a little
Spider-Verse
rushed.
2? Oh, I won't have to wait. Spider-Verse 2 is going to be
Spider-Verse 2 will be. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely. That's
praying that comes out before 2027.
yeah, just not 2099.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that could be a multiverse madness thing. 2099.
Yeah, sure thing.
Could even just be the future. I mean, it is, but alternate future.
Yeah. But one
Steve
more.
Iron Man's cool.
Yeah. One more thing I think we should really jump into
Okay.
is the Eternals movie.
Right, Eternals. What are they other than basically gods? Celestials and Eternals are two completely different things, right?
They are completely different things. Okay, so this week I really did my homework. I went and I started reading a lot of the old Eternals comic books. So obviously it's another one that's created by Jack Kirby.
Okay.
And he illustrated it, wrote the story, and everything. Like he fully put himself into this. Stan Lee presents the Eternals, and so essentially what it is way back in time,
Eons ago.
The Celestials, the creatures that we've already seen a little bit of in the MCU, but if you've played any of the games,
was it Nowhere a Celestial?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
massive, because the actual thing is a massive skull.
Yes,
and it's
it is.
This is a dead god.
Yeah, and we've seen like little glimpses of kind of like the Celestials in Guardians of the Galaxy and other movies like that as well. But yeah, so the Celestials visited Earth before life became advanced to any great degree. Like obviously there were kind of like apes and things around, and what happens is they abduct some of these apes and decided to splice their genes and to do some experiments. And essentially, they created 3 different races.
Right.
Okay, so they created this race of beings called the Deviants. And the Deviants are this kind of genetically imperfect race which constantly is just kind of making mistakes. Constantly it mutates. Constantly it becomes weird. So the colors are different. Thanos himself is a Deviant. And like their bodies are misshapen. Sometimes they develop these weird... Like it's just... They're quite strange, but they're not a stable race, and they're quite violent, but they're advanced in terms of technology.
Comes from them? Skrull, are those?
I don't know.
Because I maybe it's misinformation. I swear I heard something. A lot of the characters within Marvel Universe, the reason they've got powers is because it's like ancient, like Skrull DNA.
Oh, yeah.
It might be deviant. It might be. I might have been misinformed.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But at least these deviants are kind of like they're based on Earth, so they're cousins to the humans, and the humans are another race which is more balanced. So instead of being chaotic and villainous and trying to build technology and destroy one another and being so destructive, they have those kind of aspects to them, but also a desire to build and a desire to construct things, to come together and do different things.
All the different kinds of alignments.
Yeah,
True
absolutely.
Neutral, lawful good,
Absolutely. And then finally, the third race that was created by these Celestials through these experiments is the Eternals. Yeah. And the Eternals are these incredible beings that have some of the powers of the Celestials themselves, but essentially they're immortal. They do not die. They live continuously, and they want to build and they want to create, but also they develop over their immortal life abilities. So some can fly, and all of them can reshape matter and atoms. So essentially, yeah, they're pretty OP. So reading some of the comic books, Cersei is one of the characters in it. Cersei,
Lannister?
No, but Cersei, she, I don't know. There's some situations where like people are coming at her with a gun. She turns one of them into like a jelly rubber gun, and then turns the other one into like have vines that like stretch and grab the guy's face, and it's kind of funky. So they're able to reshape atoms, and they're able to change their own everything.
Physicalities?
Everything. Yeah, they can do whatever they want, essentially.
Right, so why would you go, okay,
they are gods.
They were like, here's 3 monkeys. Let's turn one into just a shit blue monkey.
Yeah.
Here's one that just can't decide on anything and lives short lives.
Yeah.
And just builds stuff. And then they were like, oh, let's just make gods. Just god monkeys.
Yeah.
Why not just make god monkeys off the bat instead of going, here's a shit one, here's one that likes to put bricks on top of each other. Play Minecraft.
Being a Celestial must get boring, so I guess they just wanted to play around and see what happened.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, but I mean, with the Eternals, with this team, obviously they are gods essentially, and in the comic books they live in this like Mount Olympus, so it is kind of based on our versions of like mythological gods and things like that. So there's a lot that kind of goes into it, a lot to unpack, a lot more to learn about them. But I'm really excited to see what direction they go in with the Marvel Studios for this, because it's got a huge star-studded cast. Like Angelina Jolie herself is going to be Thena.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, and then we've got quite a few other people that are going into it. A lot of people were rumored to be going into it as well. Like, people were talking about Keanu Reeves going into it.
Oh.
People were talking about Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things going into it. Yeah.
Playing...
those have not been confirmed.
No.
Whatsoever. Okay, the people that came out on stage for the MCU 90-minute thing at San Diego
Angelina
Comic
Jolie
Con
was one of them.
Angelina Jolie, and then quite a few other people, but not the ones I just said. But yeah, no, it looks like it's going to be interesting.
And so what do the Eternals do? Modern day Marvel, what do the Eternals do? Where are they to solve every problem?
MCU or the comic books today?
Both. Why didn't they just turn Thanos to jelly?
It's a good question. And the answer is I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
And in the comics? Same answer?
Same answer. I've
Cool.
not
So
read
what
the
do we
modern
know?
comic books.
Right.
I read the old school comic books.
Maybe they've been revamped since.
Probably. Yeah, there's quite a few different recommendations. I've looked around online. There's quite a few people saying to read a couple of different modern ones.
So we don't know much,
Yeah.
but what we do know is the Greek gods.
And they're super powered.
I mean,
Yeah.
Greek gods are pretty powerful.
Wow. Cool. Well, I mean, yeah, so we've certainly talked about quite a few different things for Marvel. There's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot that I'm sure we'll learn more about in coming months. But the soonest thing that we have to look forward to, at least what's been announced so far, is Black Widow, May 1st, 2020.
Scarlett Johansson.
I feel
Gone
like
in
that's
the red
too
wig
long.
again.
Yeah, she is. I feel like it's too long away, though. I mean, I'm dying for another Marvel movie now.
Yeah, that's why the comics exist.
True.
And the old films, just rewatch them.
Yeah,
Such as
and now I need to
Blade.
watch Blade. Exactly. So, yeah, there's a lot for us to go and check out, a lot for us to do, and we'd recommend everybody else do it too. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, yeah, thank you very much for listening. If there's anything that you guys would like to hear about, anything that you want us to talk about, please let us know in the comments, or,
Tweet us.
Tweet us. Yeah, we're setting up our Twitter this week.
Oh, I thought you'd done that.
I'll do it right after this podcast, so it will
What
be
is-
live
What is our Twitter?
when you listen.
Oh, we can't give you that.
It's probably going to be the soapbox. I'll make it literally after this, and then we'll say whatever it is.
Yeah. You know what I'll do? I'll just name it.
And then we can just record
edit
it and
my
have
voice
it.
I'll just add my voice in.
We'll
and say-
take a look at.
Yeah, so, thanks.
Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.